On February 21st, 2006, a daring robbery in Kent, England, shocked the nation. A group of criminals managed to pull off one of the largest cash heists in British history, stealing a staggering £53 million from the Securitas Cash Depot in Tonbridge. The robbery was so meticulously planned that it seemed almost impossible for law enforcement to stop it. But what makes this heist even more chilling isn't just the scale or the precision, it's how the criminals had insider knowledge of every detail, including the exact security measures in place. How did they manage to bypass one of the most secure cash depots in the country? Welcome to Criminal File, where we uncover the most intriguing and mysterious criminal cases. Stay tuned for a deep dive into the world of crime. Before we start, don't forget to hit like and subscribe. The Securitas Depot in Tonbridge was responsible for storing and distributing vast sums of money to businesses and banks across the region. Its security system was designed to be foolproof, with a combination of guards, high-tech alarm systems, and an impenetrable vault. But inside the depot, one employee, identified later as the inside man, had been working with the criminals for months. His role was crucial. He provided detailed information about the depot's operations, the security system, and the daily routines of the staff. The criminals used this intelligence to craft a heist that would leave little to no trace. But there was one thing they didn't account for: the human element that would eventually unravel their plan. The heist was meticulously planned down to the smallest detail. The robbers were aware that the depot's security was most relaxed during a shift change, when guards were distracted and cash deliveries were underway. They had insider knowledge of the exact timing of the changeover and when the depot's vault would be unlocked. The inside man who worked at the depot provided critical information about the security measures in place. He knew the weaknesses in the system, like when the alarm system would be turned off for maintenance or the times the cameras could be temporarily disabled. This insider knowledge enabled the robbers to time the heist perfectly. But the heist wasn't just about timing, it also involved extensive surveillance and preparation to ensure every move was executed without raising suspicion. The robbers, led by mastermind Nick the Greek and his crew, had done their homework. The team included armed robbers, expert safecrackers, and experienced drivers. On the night of the heist, they anticipated a relatively smooth operation. The plan was to gain access to the depot after hours, when the majority of employees were off duty, and then bypass the security systems. But just hours before the heist, an unexpected change in the depot's security personnel threw the plan into disarray. A guard who was supposed to be off duty ended up working the night shift, and his routine was one of the first signs that something wasn't quite right. The robbers needed to adapt on the fly. As the minutes ticked by, the tension inside the depot grew. The crew, hidden in plain sight, had already neutralized several employees and disabled some of the security systems. But the new guard, though unsuspecting, had begun to act strangely. He noticed things that weren't quite right: the odd behavior of the workers, the vehicles parked nearby, the unfamiliar faces. He had no idea that he was walking into the middle of a multi-million-pound heist. At that moment, the crew realized the clock was ticking faster than they expected. Could they finish the job before law enforcement was tipped off? Just as the thieves began loading the money into their getaway vehicles, they encountered an unexpected obstacle. The vault was supposed to have been opened and emptied without triggering any alarms. But something went wrong. The robbers had relied on inside information from the depot's employee, who had assured them that the alarm system had been disabled. But to their shock, the security system had been reactivated just hours before the robbery, sending a silent alert to the authorities. The thieves, now on edge, had no choice but to rush their plan. But the police were already on their way. If you are still with us, don't forget to hit like and subscribe to our channel. Back to the topic. The situation became even more complicated when it was revealed that the inside man, who had given them all the details, wasn't just a simple accomplice. He was a plant. He had been working with the police all along, feeding the criminals false information to ensure their capture. The police had been tracking their every move, waiting for the perfect moment to strike. The robbers had been played, and they didn't even know it until it was too late. The crew made their final dash to escape with the loot, but the police were already in pursuit. A chaotic chase ensued, with some of the thieves arrested and others narrowly escaping. In the aftermath, it was revealed that while the thieves had managed to steal £53 million, most of the money had been recovered by the police. The criminals had been caught in a web of their own making, with only a small portion of the loot remaining in their hands. But the true cost of the heist wasn't just the stolen money, it was the breach of trust and the fallout that would ripple through the criminal underworld. The investigation that followed uncovered shocking details about the heist's planning and execution. It turned out that the thieves had been carefully orchestrating their movements for months, using inside information to bypass security measures and avoid detection. However, the police's surveillance had been more effective than anyone could have anticipated, and the inside man's betrayal sealed their fate. While some members of the crew were arrested and charged, others managed to evade capture, and the mastermind behind the operation, Nick the Greek, remains at large to this day. The case serves as a reminder of the dangers of insider involvement and the fine line between success and failure in the world of high-stakes crime. In the end, the Great British Bank Robbery of 2006 became a cautionary tale for criminals everywhere. It highlighted the vulnerability of even the most secure institutions and showed how trust, whether between criminals or within the system itself, can be shattered in an instant. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe to our channel. Thanks for watching.